to all the things you did. Don't you know in this life it's your chance to survive? Bring your soul alive from the past you've led. Wash away your sins, it's your chance now it is. Wash away your sins, it's your chance now it is. To be amongst the winners of Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome one more time to this new segment of this great series, inshallah ta'ala, in Ramadan, the winners, al-faizun. Today, we are still talking about our relationship with the Quran. But instead of just reciting the Quran, today we want to focus on those who are in the business of memorizing the Quran. Those who are lil Qur'ani hafidhun. Your relationship with the Quran shall not be limited to just reciting the Quran. You are to be among those whom are lil Qur'ani hafidhun, memorizers. Why? Because you will belong to this chain of people whom Allah chosen to protect and preserve His words. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. That Allah is saying, we are the one who revealed this Quran and we shall protect it. If you memorize the Quran, you will be among those people chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get the honor to be included among those whom He preserves His book through you. Look how much honor is that. At the same time, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us about the honor we will get at the Day of Judgment, where he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, يقال لصاحب القرآن يوم القيامة اقرأ وارتقي ورتل كما كنت ترتل في الدنيا فإن منزلتك عند آخر آية تقرأها. The person who memorizes the Quran will be asked at the Day of Judgment to read and elevate, rise in levels, and beautify your voice when you are reading, tartil. For your level will be decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the Day of Judgment, depending on how much is that you memorize from the Holy Quran. So we're not just talking about hasanat. We're not just talking about a chance to enter heaven. We are talking about elevating and going up in heaven in levels that everyone would wish. And this leads me to another point. Islam prohibited on us to envy each other. Even in Surah Al-Falaq, Allah told us to seek refuge by Allah from people who envy. But the Prophet ﷺ allowed us for such a feeling in two areas. One of them is in relation to the Quran, and one of them is in relation to having wealth or money. When we are talking about Quran, the Prophet ﷺ said, لا حسد إلا في اثنتين, that it is okay to have this feeling of envy when you see someone memorizing the Quran and you wish you have the same thing that he has. Of course, the term here is in reference that you don't wish people to lose whatever they have, but just to join them and to be with them on that level of honor they are getting in. This is how your relationship to the Quran is. When you memorize the Quran, you will be seen in the eyes of the Prophet ﷺ as someone everyone else is looking up to you. So you will prevail a good example, a role model. You can exemplify the character of the Prophet who memorized the Quran. You will be a memorizers. Lil Qur'ani hafidhun. For those who want to be honored with memorizing the Quran, you need to think about yourself. Do you want to be among them? When Allah is describing people who memorizes the Quran that they are Ahlullah, do you see yourself there? Do you see that this is an honor that is invited to you to be part of it? Because people look at things that interest them around them. People get interested in sports, others in entertainment, and people choose different areas of life to be busy with. But if you need to be connected to the Quran, you need to feel that honor, insha'Allah ta'ala. I'm going to share with you some tips that insha'Allah ta'ala will help you secure memorizing the Quran. Number one, you have to be sincere all the time. Sincerity, ikhlas. This is something that is the base that you need to build on for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you and to honor you to memorize His words. Number two, always try to learn the meaning. When you read and learn the meaning, it helps you secure better these verses in your mind. It is not just words, it is words that have a meaning and you understand, and that will help you memorize inshallah ta'ala. Number three, make sure that you use one copy of the Mus'haf. For that helps you a lot. Your eyes will be looking at the beginning of the page, what surah it starts. At the end of the page, where does it end? The same copy will be with you all the time. The same size. And this is something that helps a lot of people from experience. Another tip that I would like to share with you also is that try to choose places that you are comfortable with. And even here people tell you that try to memorize certain chapters or surah in certain places. At the mosque, try to memorize Surah Al-Kahf. At home, try to memorize Surah An-Nur. If you go to Mecca for Umrah, try to memorize Surah Ali Imran. Something in Medina, something in Mecca, something at home. Always associate certain chapters with certain places because it stays in your mind that over there I memorized this, and you can help yourself secure that inshallah ta'ala. You need always to repeat and recite as many times as you can. And the best way to do that is through reading these verses during Salah. Whenever you are practicing, you are able to read that and keep it to your mind, preserved and protected as memorization, inshallah ta'ala. Very important thing is that always read something that you are comfortable with. Memorize if it was just 10 ayat, 5 ayat, little by little. Keep repetition, and inshallah ta'ala, do not move to a new verse until you secure the one before in your heart. Now I would like to share with you this beautiful meaning of preserving the Quran, in which we recited the verse a few moments ago, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. You need to look at that the Quran was first brought into Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, the sacred document, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first preserved it in Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz. And then, when He ordered Jibreel to bring it down to the heart of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was all secured that the Satans who used to have access to listen to what the angels will say, especially Jibreel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prevented them from that. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينِ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved this Quran from being interrupted by any whispers from Satan. When it came to the heart of the Prophet ﷺ, he used to repeat and read, try to keep it in his heart. He was fearful that he will forget it. But then Allah told him in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه. Do not repeat with that, for we will protect it in your heart. The Quran has been preserved from the time Allah spoke it to the time it was revealed to the heart of the Prophet, till the time the Prophet said it to us. And this is how we are honored in this, and this is how we are to be lil Qur'ani hafidhun. Life is short, and the access for deeds is being given to you by Allah. Make sure you use your time in the most honorable thing you can do, to memorize the Quran. This is the chance to start this habit in Ramadan. And even if you're going to memorize 5 ayat a day or 10, get it to be part of your habit so you will continue after Ramadan. And at the end you will celebrate being among lil Qur'ani hafidhun. And that's how you will be among al-faizun, the winners.